Welcome to the Explainer. All right, let's jump right in because today we're unpacking one of the absolute greatest franchise turnarounds in the history of modern sports. We are looking at how Royal Challengers Bengaluru, a team that, let's be honest, was kind of the poster child for unfulfilled potential, somehow pulled off an organizational masterclass to forge an undeniable cricket dynasty. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. You know, this famous quote from Vince Lombardi perfectly captures the sheer psychological mountain this franchise had to climb. If you're an RCB fan, you know exactly how heavy that habit felt. For 17 agonizing years, losing, or rather falling just short when it mattered most, had literally become a habit. They carried the hopes of arguably the most passionate fan base in the entire Indian Premier League, only to face heartbreak season after season. But then came their sudden, glorious metamorphosis into back-to-back 2025 and 2026 champions. So how on earth did they flip that script so completely?
Section 1. Winning becomes a habit.
They didn't just break their losing cycle, they absolutely shattered it with sheer relentless dominance. We're talking about topping the 2026 league table with 18 points, winning 9 out of their 14 group matches. And there's a massive emotional gravity to that, right? Defending a championship title is no joke. Winning once, well, sometimes that can be written off as a magical run or just a stroke of luck. But defending it, that requires a completely different level of mental fortitude. This 2026 campaign sent a very clear message to the rest of the league. Their maiden victory in 2025 was absolutely no fluke. It was the beginning of an era.
Section 2. Assembling the perfect puzzle.
So, how did the pieces fit together? Behind the scenes, the think tank of Mo Bobbitt, Andy Flower, and Dinesh Karthik engineered a brilliant new blueprint. For nearly 2 decades, the old RCB formula was effectively a one-man army or, well, a trio of superstars. You had Virat Kohli, Chris Gayle, and AB de Villiers shouldering the entire burden, usually paired with the bowling attack that just couldn't defend totals. But the new RCB formula? It's a deep, multifaceted collective force. If one star had an off day, the whole team didn't just crumble. They built a squad packed with different match winners and, crucially, a lethal, disciplined pace attack. And wow, that collective force was made up of immense individual brilliance operating within a perfectly tuned system. Just look at the sheer skill of the awards this season. You have MVP Vaibhav Suryavanshi, who took the league by absolute storm. He won the orange cap with a staggering 776 runs. Then you've got Manish Pandey defying gravity with the catch of the season. Kagisa Rabada locked down the purple cap with 29 wickets, and Mohammad Siraj practically choked the opposition with 172 dot balls. Every single piece of the puzzle was operating at peak capacity.
Section 3. Kohli and the Conundrum.
A huge part of this squad's engine was their dual leadership dynamic. It all started with Captain Rajat Patidar. He truly led from the front, finishing the season with over 500 runs at a blistering strike rate of 192.69. But Patidar's leadership went way beyond the numbers. Following the tragic stampede outside the stadium in 2025 that claimed the lives of 11 supporters, Patidar really grounded this team emotionally. He dedicated this 2026 trophy to those lost fans and their families, which gave the squad this profound, unifying purpose that transcended the sport itself. And then, of course, we have to talk about Virat Kohli. Even at age 37, when most players are starting to wind down, Kohli is still the absolute standard bearer for this franchise. He led RCB's run charts once again, amassing 657 runs at an average of 54.75. He was the unshakable foundation that allowed this new, aggressive team to really build their innings. But hey, remember that old RCB weakness? You know, the bowling. Well, enter the new lethal weapon, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. He spearheaded this totally revitalized bowling attack with 28 crucial wickets, keeping his economy rate below 8. Time and again, Bhuvi gave RCB early control with the new ball. That meant the rest of the attack could operate from a position of absolute strength. And because they were such a collective force, everyone could play their specific role perfectly. Devdutt Pazalko could be the perfect aggressive foil to Kohli. Tim David could just come in and blast 35 runs at a strike rate of nearly 190 to finish off games. Krunal Pandya offered these incredibly clutch all-around skills in moments of crisis. And young Rasak Salam, he had a massive breakout season with 19 wickets. The whole shebang was just a complete, well-oiled machine. Section 4. The 2026 Final Showdown. It all culminated on May 31st, 2026, under the bright lights of the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad against the Gujarat Titans. GT batted first, and man, the RCB bowlers immediately put on a clinic.
They restricted a very dangerous Gujarat team to just 155 for 8 in their 20 overs. Rasiq Salam was absolutely exceptional here, taking 3 for 27, keeping things super tight despite a really fighting, unbeaten 50 from Washington Sundar. So, a target of 156. In a high-pressure final, that's tricky, for sure, but completely manageable for a team with RCB's firepower. Now, as you probably know, a T20 chase is rarely simple. RCB came out absolutely flying. They were sitting pretty at 62 for 1 in the 5th over, even after Venkatesh Iyer fell. But then, the magician Rashid Khan stepped up. In this dramatic double strike, he removed captain Partidar and Krunal Pandya, sending a brief shockwave of panic right through the stadium. But in the biggest moments, you need your biggest stars, and Virat Kohli took complete control. He navigated Rashid Khan's spell, adapted to the pitch, and then just hit the accelerator, bringing up his fastest ever IPL 50 in a mere 25 balls. And to put the perfect bow on the whole season, Kohli launched a massive 6 in the 18th over to win the match.
It was a phenomenal, record-breaking performance. Kohli finished 75 not out off just 42 balls, earning him the Player of the Match award. Actually, that was his 22nd POTM award, tying him with his legendary former teammate Chris Gayle. It proved, once and for all, that while T20 might increasingly look like a young man's game, pure, unadulterated experience shines brightest when the trophy is actually on the line.
Section 5. Birth of a Dynasty.
RCB are officially no longer the team of what-ifs and almosts. By retaining that cup, they elevated themselves into the most elite and exclusive company in franchise cricket history. Think about it. Only 2 other teams, the Chennai Super Kings and the Mumbai Indians, have ever successfully defended an IPL title. RCB has permanently etched their name alongside the absolute titans of the sport.
So what does this all mean? Which brings us to our final thought. After surviving a 17-year drought, completely reinventing their team-building philosophy, and claiming back-to-back championships with this perfect blend of young superstars and seasoned legends, is this current RCB squad the greatest modern dynasty in franchise cricket? It's a really fascinating debate, and one that the cricket world is going to be having for a very long time. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the game.